going on? Live stream, what's going on? Welcome Corey on Instagram. You got your Rikia, nice. How'd it turn out? Did you like all the extras? Because I gave you a bunch of other stuff. What's up, Japanese? How's it going? Japanese schoolgirl, what's going on? Thrilled, Facebook, YouTube. What is up, people? So, we just got back from the house. That's why we're a little late. We went to pretty much the final walkthrough. I'm probably going to go one more time. We're hoping that we're going to be closing Monday or Tuesday next week. We were really pushing for this Friday, but it got delayed. So, Monday or Tuesday next week we close. Saturday is when we're going to move everything. We're renting the biggest truck we can get and piling everything in at once. And, yeah, so we're hoping that... What's up, doggy? So I'm hoping that we're gonna be going well in the next week or so. I saw wifey's pic. It looks so bright inside. Oh, you so you did see on her Instagram. So for anybody that follows Margaret on Instagram, then that's it. Yes. All right, hold on. Gotta let Margaret know that he's ready to get out of the shower. So. We're good to go. It looks like all the paperwork is finally submitted, and we got the A-OK from the bank, and now it's just the lawyer has to approve everything else. What's up, Guppy Lover? What's up, Nisi? What's going on, Floyd? Welcome. So, you know, we were intending to move this Saturday. We have everything pretty much packed up. Like, as you can see, I only got a couple more boxes there, but literally everything on the shelves behind me is like cleared off, except for my printer in case I need it. And yeah, so we're in move mode right now. So, what's up, Patrick? How's it going? This is just some green tea from Wendy's, sponsored, not sponsored. Watching from work, testing out my lip reading skills. Well, let's see if you could see what I say now, and that's let's see if that works. You changed your picture on Facebook? I did, Jake. It just made sense for me to change it to the logo, so people know like that it's my company when they might see me posting or something. I don't know. Just makes sense. Oh, look, Taylor Nicole Dean grew a beard. That's actually pretty funny. She should grow a beard, and then we can be bearded friends. Officially shared to Facebook for Dallas Aquarius. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it. What's up, Suzanne? How's it going? Bar Aquariums. Welcome. Hello, Plant Master. I'm a plant Jedi. So, yeah, that's where we are at with the house. It is, of course, Water Change Wednesday, so for anybody watching, if you haven't done your water changes, do so. My tank's pretty much, I'm still going no water change out. I actually had to treat, well, not treat, I didn't do anything like chemically, but the tank right there that you can't really see, it's off camera, but on YouTube you can. This tank right here. I was getting a ton of blackbeard algae growing on stuff. So between yesterday and the day before, I pretty much trimmed out anything that had blackbeard algae growing on it. I didn't want to treat it with like hydrogen peroxide or Excel or anything because I have some pretty sensitive plants in there, and I'm worried that the Excel will kill those sensitive plants. So that was a big thing for me to make sure that I did properly and avoid any sort of death like that. But for the most part, it looks good. I also cleaned, there's a ton of blackbeard algae growing along the filter input that I cleaned up. I trimmed a bunch of stuff, and everything's looking good and healthy. I'm hoping that during the move that I don't lose anything in particular, because there's a ton of sensitive plants, and I'm worried that I'm going to lose a good portion of them. So, can't decide if I want to stay on here or stay on Instagram. Well, Caitlin, I think the YouTube view is the nicest because you get the whole wide shot. In the new place, actually, what I'm going to have set up is both of the phones will be widescreen as well. Actually, I don't know if Instagram can be, because I think Instagram, the chat will still scroll vertically rather than coming up horizontally. So I think I might still have to do that in portrait mode. But Facebook, it'll also be tilted. I have to, once I get into the new place, I'm designing a kind of like a block of wood that's going to hold all the stands, and that'll allow me to turn them individually. So I'll be able to keep everything nice and wide view for most part. Hello from Maine. Welcome, Caleb. Lights out in my tanks already. I'll change water tomorrow. Alright, are you? I might be getting an oxalato. I actually just found out that oxalatos are endangered. There's only a couple hundred left in the wild, supposedly. I thought that was a very interesting fact. I did not know that about them. Let's see. Axolotls are so interesting that they are. They're creepy. They creep me out because they're just weird. They look like water dogs, but it's just weird. But they're cool. How long is your drive to your new place? So from my apartment now to the new place is roughly between 15 and 20 minutes. But I have to cross a bridge and pay a toll for the bridge, and I have to pay a toll for part of the highway that I have to drive on. So it may only be 15 minutes difference, but every day I'm spending like an extra probably $8 in tolls and an extra $5 to $10 in gas. So my expenses just went up a little bit with that. Let's see. My girlfriend wants one, so I said, buy me sand and I'll get rid of the other fish you bought me. You got rid of the other fish, Jake. That's not cool. Hello, Caleb. Justin, need some advice. I am supposed to... What? Come here. Come here. Come here. You want kissy? You want kissy? You want kissy? Oh. Let's see. Justin, I need some advice. I am supposed to buy a CO2 tank tomorrow from Craigslist. It looks like a 20-pound tank, aluminum, for $50. Looks to be in good condition. It is a dip tube cylinder. I actually don't know what that means, Kyle. I wish I could help you there, but I don't. Are they all aluminum? Like the one that I have, I think is too heavy to be aluminum. I don't know if you can actually. Are all CO2 tanks aluminum? Can anybody help me out with that? Because I don't know. Couples doing projects are so fun. Yeah, we got a ton of projects to do once we get in the new house. I actually have to chop up concrete, install a shop sink in the basement. I have to also install a washer dryer unit because that's not set up. I have to put a toilet in the basement. I have to paint. We got to paint the whole house because we don't like the color, so we're going to paint it all white or gray or whatever Margaret decides. The basement, I'm doing full white. Walls, ceiling, everything. And I'm getting one of those big spray things so I can do it. Let's see. How do I get rid of staghorn algae? Well, remove as much as you can by hand, look up treatments, and figure out what is imbalanced in your tank, and then work on that. Make small adjustments at a time. Too many people freak out when they see algae, and they make like 6 different changes to their tank, and you'll never figure out what's causing it. All right, let's take some questions from Facebook real quick. Logan says, what up? Been a while. Hope all is good. All is good, Logan. We are working on closing on a house, hopefully next week. So, water change is Saturday morning, so just dipping on the conversation today. That's fine. Marion, what's up, Steven? Don't forget the 500 DIY overflows you get to build. Yeah, Brian, that's going to be interesting because in the basement I'm going to have, let's see, figure I have 2. Figure 1 rack, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 racks of 2 40-gallon breeders each. That's 12 tanks, right? And right now I only run 4 plus my 55. So I'm going to have 12 40-gallon breeders, and that's not including 3 show tanks that I'm going to have in the basement. So 12 tanks need to be plumbed. I don't know if I'm going to drill them or just do the overflow that you use PVC to get it out. Still debating on that. I gotta run a drain line to somewhere where I don't know if I'm gonna have it directly pump into the sewer drain or if I'm gonna have it go into a big drum that's then gonna pump overhead into the sewer drain. So I gotta play around with it and figure out the best way to do it. But that's what I'm working on. So Matthew Jenkins says, no plants available on your site. Yeah, Matthew. So right now, for anybody that wants plants, we are not shipping plants out at the moment. For one, most of my shipping supplies have been packed up. I don't have really anything out, so I can't ship plants. I can ship if you order Vital Fertilizer, S1 Food, or root tabs. Those I could still ship because those are just me cramming it in a box and shipping it out. But as far as plants, I just can't do it right now because, yeah, I just don't have anything out. But if everything goes the way I'm trying to, April 1st, we will be back up and selling. Although now that I've been pushed back a week in my closing or a week in our moving, that may be the following week. But pretty much the first week of April, we'll be back up shipping plants. So stay on the lookout for that. Let's see. Brian Jones says, fun, don't you know it? Let's see what here. I'm going to be, Flaring with Flair from Instagram says, I'm going to be shipping out some plants for the first time to fellow hobbyists. How do you recommend I package them, as I do not have one of those heat sealers? So, Flaring, what you want to do is you want to probably wrap them in a paper towel, a wet paper towel, like literally wrap them, dunk them in water so the full paper towel is sopping wet, right? Put that in a Ziploc bag, put that in a Ziploc bag, and then put that in a Ziploc bag. Do 3 bags. That will ensure that it doesn't leak, because what happens when you ship plants and they leak water, the post office is just going to open it, throw out whatever is leaking water, and send the box, and you know, whoever you're sending the plants isn't going to get it. So that's the best way to do it. When in doubt, just keep wrapping it. Among other things, just keep wrapping it. And even saran wrap too. You can like saran wrap it and get like a nice package and duct tape it if you absolutely need to. But don't skip on the plastic bags, being that you don't have a heat sealer, because if there's any sort of leakage, they're going to throw out the plants. How are you? Wilder says, I'm good. Christang says, going to DC this weekend? I wish I was. I can't. Just with the moving and everything is chaotic. But I will be going to the Chicago, what is it, Aquatic Experience or something like that. I will be going to that. You mentioned Boost the other day. What do you have left? I have nothing, Rain. I'm sold out of Boost. If you missed it, you're out. But once we move into a new place, I plan on ordering probably double my last order, which was 34 clumps. So I plan on having about 60 clumps when I do my like grand reopening, hopefully. What's up, True Dogs? How's it going? What's up, Wayne? All right, let's get to YouTube and see what some people are saying there. Tons of questions here. Let's see. Axolotls freak me out. All salamanders freak me out. So I used to play with salamanders as a kid. I think I actually might have gotten salmonella poisoning at one time due to handling them. Like, this was when I was really little. They're cool. It just, the underwater, like, they're just weird looking. I don't know. I guess maybe it's the gills. It throws me off. So, hi, Justin. What's up, H2O Army? What's going on, Stag? Oh, well, I got everybody here. If you haven't already, there's the H2O Army group on Facebook. You can look us up, and it's a group of pretty much everybody that you know supports H2O plants. And I like going in there and seeing like you guys are talking to each other about your tanks, posting pictures and stuff. It's really cool. It's a group of, you know, there seems to be very little issues at all in our group, and I'm not trying to grow it huge, but if you want a place to maybe communicate with other people, if you have questions, I'm not an expert on everything, and there's plenty of people out there that have more experience with certain things than I do. So it's a good place if you ever need some sort of area to get some expertise. Pretty cool how they can regenerate limbs. He's talking about axolotls. Yeah, that I saw that. That's strange that they can regenerate. David Chu in the house. What's up, David? Actually, David, we need to talk, because as soon as I move into the new house, you're gonna be my hookup for some things. I'm gonna be ordering a bunch of stuff from you, buddy. Let's see. I mean, either way, $50 for a 20-pound CO2 container is pretty good. That it is. I paid, I think, $130 for my regulator and my tank, but the regulator that I got was a DIY method. Whenever you're ready. Yeah, Chu, I'm going to hopefully have about 4 times as many tanks as I have now, and like half of those are going to be grow out tanks. Matthew Jenkins says, off topic, what's your internet upload download? I'm curious as to what it takes to stream on Facebook. So right now, I believe I have 50 over 50 or maybe 75 over 75 with Verizon Fios. Pretty good. In the new house, I upgraded to 100 over 100 because I also want to be able to stream on Twitter. So I'm doing 3 streams right now. I'm streaming on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And I want to add Twitter into that. And possibly even Snapchat once they introduce their streaming service, which they plan to do. So, let's see. Bar says, hopefully not the George Washington. Cost me in the semi 110, I think, right about now. What are you referring to, Bar? Oh, okay. You're referring to the previous comment of how far I am from my house. I'm way behind on the YouTube comments, so I'm trying to catch up here. Yeah, $110 for a semi. That's nuts. Yeah, they make steel and aluminum CO2 tanks. Steel ones are heavier and cheaper. Okay. So aluminum is better for CO2 tank, I guess, Michael. What up, homies? What's up, Patrick? I nuked my tank a little too hard, and now my S-Weapons turned transparent and it damaged my red Kabamba. Yep, you did a little too much there. They'll bounce back though, as long as the stems are healthy. Let's see, a housewarming party when you get settled in? I wish. Well, we'll do a housewarming live stream, and maybe I don't know if I'll be able to stream YouTube, because YouTube you can only do it from the computer unless you have like I think it's 10,000 subscribers to be able to do it from your phone. But maybe I'll do it on Facebook, and that way you all can. I'll do a house tour or something. It means it is able to fill other tanks. Being a dip tube means it has a tube that goes to the bottom so that liquid is transferred and not just pressurized air. Not all tanks. Oh, okay. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. That might be cool. I need to actually buy a second CO2 canister, because I think I calculated this one lasts me anywhere between 2 and 4 months with just 4 tanks. And I'm going to have 12 tanks, so I need to have. I'm probably going to be filling up a 15-pound CO2 tank every month, maybe even faster than that. So I need to have a backup on standby just in case. Let's see. My power was out all day, so my tanks were without power for 5 hours before I got home and fired up the generator. Oh, damn. Well, good thing you have a generator. I'm actually trying to figure out. Well, I'm gonna have my whole electric service redesigned in the house, where I can backfeed my panels from a generator if I need to, just in case there's ever a power outage. It's literally just gonna be connecting an outlet. It backfeeds into the panel, and there you go. You just gotta be careful that I keep the main breaker off, because when the power does get turned back on, it'll blow up. Let's see. Shout out to Rob Hicks for telling us about this live stream. Just ended mine to check this out. Oh, Chaz, well, welcome. I don't know who Rob Hicks is, but if you're watching this, Rob, thank you. Let's see. Pets Optics. What's going on? How's it going? Oh, Rob, there you are. Hi, H2O, and all your tankers. What's going on, Rob? Welcome. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind on the YouTube chat because, you know, there's all the other chats going on. Let's see. If you had to choose one, either keeping your beard or plants. Oh, that's a good question. Well, I could always regrow the beard. You know, it only took me about 8 months, so. But I can't lose it forever. It's just part of me. I need plants. KP, around April 1st, I'll have plants back up on the website. Yeah, I haven't been to the aquatic experience, Pets Optics or Opticals. I don't know how to say that. It's a strange name. But yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna definitely be going to Chicago this year. How do I get rid of Hydra? I've never had Hydra. Anybody have Hydra? Who is this David fellow? David is somebody on Facebook that has the Connect for super rare imported, like very early on into the hobby in the U.S. plants that you can't get anywhere really. So he has a distributor, which he won't tell me who it is, I'm sure. But I'm gonna buy off him in bulk and get it, and etc. Let's see. Will you be going to the aquatic experience this November 2017? I kind of missed what you said about it. Yeah, so I'll be going this year to the aquatic experience, hopefully. Assuming that I can still get a hotel because I haven't booked it yet. I got a regulator in the mail today. It's just a basic $40 one off eBay, and I'm not sure it is the right kind, but it came with what looks to be like a CO2 airline. Think if I post pics on Facebook H2O Army, I'll get it figured out. Yeah, certainly. But if it came with CO2 airline, it'll probably fit. So, can I be at the house for the party? Maybe, Jake. Justin, when will you be coming to Canada? Hopefully, within the next year or so, I can figure out how to get plants to Canada in a timely manner. Michael Hoffman says aluminum is better just because it's lighter, also doesn't rust, but if the weight isn't a problem, then not typically with the extra money. Gotcha. Get a 100-pound tank and use your 15-pound as a backup. I don't know if I want to do that because a 100-pound tank means that I have to, one, I don't even know if I'll be able to lift a 100-pound tank without like a dolly or something. And two, I only have a small SUV. I have a RAV4, so I can't get anything too big. But I think just having maybe two 20-pounders will do it. That way, if I'm using one 20-pounder a month, that means I have 2 months that when the first one dies, I go fill up the backup or the one that died, and then I still have the extra one. So that's what I'm thinking. Backfeeding your panel without a transfer switch is technically not legal. If you need help or advice on setting up your system legally, let me know. Yeah, I know, Michael. I work for an electrical contractor, so I know it's not technically legal, but then again, speeding isn't legal either, and we all do that. I just have to be careful. Just make sure that the main breaker is off. The good thing about it, the way I'm gonna do it is, it's kind of messed up to say it if Margaret's watching this. She's gonna be like, "Oh hell no." I'm gonna backfeed just the basement panel to make sure that the tanks are operational, but the rest of the house I don't care. we'll be hanging out in the basement, worst case scenario. Add H2O. Keep a multimeter with you when working electrical to make sure nothing is live. Yep, I'm way ahead of you. Got a bunch of tanks. What do you spend more time on, aquascaping or beardscaping? That's one fine beard. Thank you, Chaz. Actually, in the beginning, I spent a whole lot of time like making sure that it stayed down and stayed nice and neat. And now, I think it was a year in October. So now it's 4 months later. So it's been a year and 4 months, so 16 months. Pretty much in, I would say, probably August. It's just starting to grow in like naturally this way because I've trained it for so long. So, let's see. I'm almost caught up to YouTube comments. Kyle's Wild World of Tank has a dip to make sure it's on a secondary outlet. You need an outlet that is just gas off the top to safely feed aquariums. Justin, are mothballs fast growers? They can be, but they're kind of slow. I mean, it's one of those you gotta like put it in there, kind of forget about it, and yeah, and that's it'll grow. It'll grow without you looking at it, and then it'll look really nice. I'm gonna just move this cable out of the way. All right. Let's see. Oh, Pets Otics. Okay, got it. So it's pets and exotic combined. Got it. Get 2 20 pounds and give me the 15, maybe. Is your landlord still giving you crap? He is. I actually have court on Monday because he's taking us to court for an eviction and also trying to claim that I owe him a ton of money, which I don't know what it is, but guess I'll see when we get to court what he's claiming. If she complains about only the basement being kept on, just tell her that's how you make the money. That's right. So let's see some questions from Facebook. Wayne says, how do you use so much CO2? What is your bubbles per second? I don't understand how you use so much CO2. I'm running 20 pound CO2 tanks, and one 20 pound CO2 can run 5 55s at 40 and a 120 gallon. It's been going 8 to 10 bubbles per second. I'm on the 4th month and still at 430 psi, and at a filled rate it is 500 psi. So Wayne, a couple things, and I might be under or overestimating it. Anyway, so I've been having issues with my CO2 system. The regulator that I had, the parts either cracked due to me over tightening them or something, but I heard hissing, so there was a small amount of leakage that was happening, right? I since bought the new regulator, which you guys, I don't know if it's in a video already up on the YouTube channel, but it'll be in a future video if it's not. So I replaced that, got a new CO2 regulator, no hissing whatsoever. So I don't know if it was because I was losing so much CO2 through that, but now that that's fixed, I think it'll last me a lot longer with that, so we'll see how it goes. Can you ship me stickers to Canada? That I could probably do. Yeah, the cat's on my lap now. Here she is. Or he. How much do you pay for electric bill for just the tank lights? So, William, my electric bill went up about $40 for the 4 tanks. Well, 5 tanks, technically. So, but that's all, that's because these are all LEDs. So it's a good thing to do. Oh, now the dog's jealous. The cat's on my lap and the dog's jealous. What's your bubbles per second you run? So on this tank, it's about 2 bubbles a second on my 55. On the 2 high-tech tanks, it's probably like somewhere close to 10 bubbles a second. Like, it's just cranked up. It's just flooding it with CO2. And then the other 2 tanks, because those are primarily holding tanks, would be on about 2 bubbles a second. Hello, everyone. Welcome, The Bachelors. What's going on? Steven says we have a generator hardwired to our house. It can run everything in the house. Yeah, that's good to have. That's what I need. John says, I wanted to buy some plants, but it says everything is sold out. Yeah, John, so we're in the middle of moving right now, so I don't have time to ship because I'm packing up, all the supplies, as you can see behind me. The shelves are kind of empty. 2 tanks are shut down right now. So the first week of April, I'm shooting for April 1st, but probably the first week of April is when we will be shipping back out plants. So let's see. Liz, I don't know if Liz is still in here, but if she is, will you have some red plants when you start selling on the 1st of April? I will. So I'll have tons of red plants, tons of rare plants, and a lot of the basic stuff. A good thing that I just figured out a couple weeks ago by the planted vases that we have is that AR Mini is like a really good red beginner plant. I have it listed on the site as high tech, which I have to change around, but we have it growing in the vase that has no light other than a window light, no CO2, and it is growing better in that environment than it is in my high tech tank. So it is clearly a low tech red plant that would probably be great for anybody because it doesn't seem to need any particular light to get going. Rain, you asked if I got any blue. I don't have any boosts yet. Finally getting rid of green slime algae in my tank. Nice, Jake. Jen, any moss or floating plants available? So I might have some floating plants if you want. Message me. I might be able to ship you out some. I'll have to see if anything. I'll grab Ziplocs if I can't. Hey Justin, what up? CX Cichlids, your tanks are 55s. Jake, no, just the one show tank that I have, and then the rest of my tanks are 40 gallons. Okay, Brody, thanks for the response. Good luck. You're welcome, John. All right, let's see. How much does your whole CO2 setup cost? So the regulator that I just bought was $85 off Amazon. Pretty good so far. The CO2 tank can range in price depending on the size. So you could probably get a 5-pound container, maybe between 50 and $100. I don't quite know because I bought mine used, which is what I would recommend. And then it's just miscellaneous CO2 tubing, diffuser, bubble counter, maybe call it $50 on that. So you're looking at maybe anywhere between $125 to $200. But on one tank, you're only going to fill up that CO2 canister once every year, and that's only like $15. So Jake says, can't wait to put it in an order when you get going again. Thank you, Jake. Yep, I'll have plenty of plants available. So yeah, this guy got no plants. Jake, you troll. How do you like Ludwigia palustris? Is that Ludwigia glandusula? I think it is, and that is nice. I like that plant. It grows super slow though for me, but it's beautiful. Tips on Stargani repens: plant them, leave them alone. When they're growing and they're about an inch tall, trim them and replant. Best floating plants for a high-tech tank that doesn't grow too fast. Probably frogbit. It grows moderately quickly, but because it grows so big, it's easy to manage. You could just pluck out the smaller ones and just leave like the bigger ones, or remove the big one and leave the babies. Also, the Savinia collative or whatever it is, I forget the how do you say that name, but I just listed it on the website. It's pretty slow growing, but it's really nice. Let's see. Jake says, in regards to tips on Stargani weapons, give it light and good substrate. It'll do good. It doesn't need CO2. It doesn't need CO2. That is correct. Justin, I have 2 moss balls in a brackish tank. They are growing super slow. I don't know if they can actually withstand a brackish tank. You may want to double check that, because it's a type of moss, and moss or type of algae which would be sensitive to salt content. Any tips to grow baby tears in dwarf hairgrass? I have a low-tech tank and it seems like it's not going well. Well, dwarf hairgrass, I believe, doesn't need CO2, so if you're low-tech, it's probably not going to grow. And if you have baby tears, regular baby tears will possibly grow if you have a decent light. Low light, I don't think they'll work in low light. But you might want to look into that. Let's see. Do you use RO water in your tanks or just treated tap water? I just use tap water, and honestly, because I'm not even doing water changes now, I'm just topping off. I don't even treat the water. I just pour it right in the 240s. The 55 with fish, obviously, I do. But I just top it off. I don't even worry about the chlorine, because I don't have to worry about the filters. If it cycles, it's fine. How to grow floating plants in high flow? It's really hard to actually. Floating plant, well, high flow that makes them like go under the water. If you just have high flow, it's fine. I have them in high flow. They all just kind of get wedged up against the glass, and that's fine. I grew tiger lotus as a floating plant. Let the leaves get to the top of the water and it will flower. That is true. Let's see. What up, Dang Tank? How's it going? How do I get flowers on my Blixa? My Blixa just won't grow in my high-tech tank. I've never gotten Blixa to flower for me, so I'm not sure. Let's see here. John says, by the way, I'm looking for a plant that grows tall and thick, like 18 to 20 inches. What do you recommend? Depends on the type of tank, really. Do you have a high-tech or low-tech tank? Duckweed, haha, fish tank AIDS. Duckweed is fish tank AIDS, but it's really good. And Jen wanted to know what the cat's name is, so funny story about this cat. Margaret had got this cat. She thought it was a girl, and I'll show you Luna here. Her name is Luna, but it's actually, ow, don't bite me, don't bite me. It's actually a boy, because I found his huevos. Why you gotta bite me? Stop biting my fingers. Hey. She doesn't like being held like that. Okay. Red King says, check your DM when you finish this video. I certainly will. How did you make an online business? Does it require legal technicalities, or do you just set up a website? So there is several things to consider when you're setting up a business, at least in the United States. Anything that is credit card transactions, which all my sales are, you need to obviously report on your taxes, and you obviously need to collect sales tax on in your state or whatever your laws are. So why are you biting my hand? So I had to apply for I had to register my business, but it's called a sole proprietorship business. So it's not like an LLC or a corporation. Pretty much all the profits and gross sales go towards my personal income at the end of the year. So, if I have, let's just say I do $20,000 in sales, that $20,000 gets added to whatever my income is, and then I get taxed accordingly. So I have to, the thing is with all the plant sales, I have to basically take out, 35% to be able to pay taxes on it. So, and that's after all the costs are taken out. So, but yeah, so you got to register your business, you got to get your sales tax certificate, you have to get your federal tax ID number. This is all stuff that you need unless you're dealing cash, in which case, I mean, listen, you're supposed to claim it if it's over $600. So, but yeah, so those are the couple things that you need. Every state and place may be different, so you always got to check what it's required. I actually just registered in New Jersey, so that way I can sell in New Jersey without any issues where I'm moving to, so I'm good on that. Let's see. I need some wood. Is it April yet? Not yet, Floyd. Soon though. As soon as we move, like as soon as I have our close date and then we're moving Saturday, I'm gonna place the order for that following week to get a ton of wood in, so that way I have it and ready to go. Wood and rock. So, what up, TMK? How's it going on Instagram? Welcome. John, have you tried Kabama? There's a few types that turn out really nice. Yeah, Kabama is nice, but I need to know what type of tank John's got before I can recommend the plans for it. No glass lid fits any tanks. Just had to take plastic strips off Perfecto style and put them on my Versaglass lids to make them fit. Shake my head. Oh, that sucks. Justin, tell them that Jungle Val is a great for a background tank. It is great for a background, but it really depends on the tank size and plants. Conspiracy, if you ask me. Justin, can you please recommend a plant that can grow in a brackish tank with T8? Caleb, I personally haven't had experience growing anything in brackish water. If I was going to recommend anything, probably Anubis or Java Fern will be able to handle it the best. Laugh a lot, attack that beard. Yeah, that cat attacked my beard. TMK asks, how's the move going? So, we're closing hopefully Tuesday. By Tuesday. Hopefully it's Monday, but it's probably going to be Tuesday. So if it's done on Tuesday, I start to move the 18th. So I already have the truck lined up. We're going to move the 18th, be in the new house by the night of the 18th. Like, we're literally going to move everything in one shot. And then that whole week, the 19th to the 24th, I took off of work, so that way I can set everything up, get everything straight, and working. Hey y'all, what did I miss? Welcome Texas Tank. Nothing too much. Remember, you could always go back and rewatch the whole video from the beginning, either on YouTube or Facebook, if you're just joining us. I'm getting a headache just hearing about it. Yeah, it's been a headache. We were supposed to close on the 27th. Then I got pushed to... It was supposed to be this Friday. Not going to be this Friday. Now it's Tuesday. So I'm hoping that Tuesday's the latest and that we're good to go. Is Dirty Tank better than plain fluoride substrate? It is, William. But with that said, it can also be a lot of mess. So... Remember, there are tax write-offs for starting up a business. That is true, and you can write off all your expenses, so pretty much everything that I paid for putting all this together. Stands, tanks, supplies, everything is getting written off. I tried to dirty tank, but it started smelling very bad after like a week and a half. What is wrong with my tank? So it could be something. Check your cap. Yeah, poke the substrate like Jake says. Poke the substrate, see if bubbles come out from the substrate. You may have put too much dirt. You really, less is more when it comes to dirt. You only gotta put maybe a half an inch or a quarter of an inch, and then just cap it with something. That's fine. Yeah, Protus, definitely do a lot of research before you get into it. There is a lot of costs involved with starting up a business. I estimated that I could start up this all up with about $2,000. It wound up costing me close to $5,000, but I mean, I've now made that money essentially back if I wanted to. So it's a huge startup cost, and you're not going to see returns right away. So, or unless you're just expect not to see returns for at least 6 months. But after 6 months, it's kind of that was my tipping point. Now I'm it's steady. Let me see. Oh, stop being so snippy, kitty. Dirt tanks really aren't messy if you don't move everything all the time. Let it grow by itself. Yeah, wow. I like ripping up stuff. What's up, Sergeant Tanks? How's it going? Have you done a dirty tank tutorial video yet? That would be beneficial. I have not. But there's plenty of dirty tank tutorials on YouTube if you need it. You really only need 1 inch of dirt anymore is too much. Yeah. Do you like Mountain Dew? No, I'm trying to stick away from all sodas. Sugar's no good for you, especially me. How do I replant those tiny stems of S-Repens? Best thing to do, just wedge down as much as you can. As long as the top 2 leaves are exposed, it's fine. If you can't do that, take a bottle cap, drill a hole slightly bigger than the stem, turn it upside down, put the stem in, and then put the whole bottle cap in the substrate and fill that with substrate, and it'll keep the stem down while it roots. Or float it, let it get roots, and then bury it. When did I get into this hobby? I got into the hobby about 3 years ago. Did you have Wendy's for dinner? I did. Lord wants to know, where is my girlfriend? She is... Oh, why is my phone not charging? Oh, well, that would be why the phone's not charging, because it's not plugged in. Just realized my phone wasn't plugged in. That's nice. I got into the hobby about 3 years ago. Did I answer that? Yeah. Let's see. Sup H2O, I changed my water change day to Wednesdays just so I could watch you live stream as I clean my tanks. Keep up the great work, buddy, and good luck with your move. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. John, I don't know if it's high or low tech. I have cichlids, fresh water, 72 gallon. So it's probably a low tech if I had to guess. Your cichlids are gonna dig up pretty much whatever you plant. So you have to really plant. You have to put a lot of stuff so they can't rip it up if they're diggers. Jungle Val is good if you could get it to root. That'll grow tall. You could also try giant hairgrass. That roots very well. Water wisteria will root equally as well. And any kind of hygrophila will do well. But it's a matter of what I would do if you're going to put a bunch of plants in that tank. I would put kind of rocks or something around it to keep them rooted, to keep the cichlids from being able to dig around it. That's probably the best thing to do at first. Anacris is also pretty good. Let me see if I could stay put this time. I'm sick of BBA. Yeah, BBA is annoying. It's hitting me now. I've been water changing every 4 days. I declare war. Vicky, it's probably... Do you have CO2, Vicky? Cichlid is a lost cause, especially he is gets the African cichlids. Yeah, African cichlids can be tough to plant with. The best thing to do with cichlids, I say it all the time, is her hair. Every time it sticks to my nose. If you're gonna get cichlids and you want to do a plant the tank, if you can do it before you get the cichlids, plant the tank first, let the plant settle, and then do it. Vicky, have you been raising your CO2? If you've been raising your CO2 gradually and it's not going away and only getting worse, try actually dropping it by half. I had the same problem. I was getting tons of BBA in my 55 gallon when I first got into CO2. I kept turning it up because that's everything that I heard was turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Kept turning it up. I turned it up so much my fish were gasping at the top for air. I'm like, okay, obviously this is too much. Turned it down like to 1 bubble a second. All the blackbeard algae went away. So I have gold barbs that love to rip up plants. So far, Anubis is all that survived. Do you have any other plant recommendations? Are they nipping at the plants or are they nipping at the roots and uprooting it? That's the question. And probably, Brendan, what I would try is anything with broadleaves, like Amazon swords, crypts, jungle vows, those type of plants is probably what I would recommend, because if it's small leaved plants, they're probably eating the leaves, and that's why they're not surviving. Let's see. But then I'll have like 20 bottle caps in my substrate. So Patrick, the other thing you can do is allow it to float and root, and then you can plant them. What else can you do? I mean, you could take a group of them. Oh, you're getting comfortable, kitty. The cat's like literally getting comfortable on my lap. What? You want me to pet you? You want to attack my beard, but then you want to be petted. Look at all this cat hair. I'm covered in cat hair. Covered. You could put multiple stems of S. repens inside the plastic lid. Can Ludwigia grow in a plain substrate, dosing it with the liquid ferts and liquid carbon by Excel? It certainly could. Ludwigia is super fast. Cool, I want to kind of start one. I already run my own electrical service company, so I want to see if I could sell some plants, but mainly shrimp and rare fish to basically pay for my fish room. Yeah, you know, you can, if you're not familiar with Corey from Aquarium Co-op, he actually has this whole thing on breeding fish for profit or making fish in the fish hobby, something. It's like a playlist. He goes into depth with, you know, kind of what you could do from a hobbyist level. Like, me, I'm trying to make this a huge company. Like, this is not always just going to be me. Like, I plan on having a warehouse, plan on having employees. I plan on having, like, multiple things going on. Not just plants, like LED lights. I want to do my own LED lights. I want to do my own filtration, my own substrate, everything. Like, everything branded H2O, and bring, like, top quality products as affordable as I can. Among other things. But from a hobbyist level, if, you know, say, you know, you have maybe 2 or 3 tanks and you want to be able to, because like when I was growing, when I first started the 55 gallon, I know how it is. You go out to the fish store and you're spending like $50 a week because you see stuff that you want, and it could get costly. So I was like, okay, well, let me start selling some of the stems that I was growing, and I started selling some of the stems on Facebook groups, and I made a little cash, and I was like, all right. And then it turned lucrative enough to me to say, listen, I can make this into a full-time thing if I really want to. And that's why I've been pushing my brand, you know, brand, quote-unquote, so hard, and kind of just trying to get out there and gain followers and gain subscribers and just grow the audience. Not too fast, but fast enough where, you know, I'm already 6 months in and I'm already like, okay, in another 6 months to a year... Thanks, kitty. To a year, a warehouse is going to be needed. So, you know, you could breed shrimp, sell them on the side on like eBay or Aquabid or the Facebook groups, make a couple dollars to put back into your hobby. That's fine. You could grow moss. You could grow stem plants. Those are ideal. So, What up, Cheeky? Let's go. What's going on? Brian Jones says, do you have a regulator for each 40-gram breeder, or do you split a single CO2 tank? I split a single CO2 tank, and I use inline speed control valves to control each one. Is the YouTube side of your business profitable? No. It's actually where I'm losing the most money right now, but in the future, I think it's going to gain the most money. The reason being that is I'm paying my editor way more money. Like, I'm paying my editor in 1 week more than what I'm making a month on the YouTube ad revenue, right? The YouTube side of thing is just more of free promotion in a sense of, like, other than me paying the editor, Nate, which does a phenomenal job, it's free promotion. Like, you don't need to run TV ads or Facebook ads or whatever else if you are if you're smart with your tactics. And basically with YouTube is I'm making both a vlog type video, I'm answering Q&As, I'm doing live streams and stuff, interacting with people, and I'm also doing highly searchable topics, you know, having to do with plants. So if somebody wants to know how you deal with balancing a tank, that's one of the most viewed videos so far on my channel. Great video to watch. You know, people learn something from it, they understand it. But as far as overall revenue from YouTube, complete waste of money, complete waste of time. This is honestly, from a return on investment standpoint, complete waste of time. But I like doing it, so I'm gonna continue to do it. What's up, Jacob? How's it going? Let's see. Justin, do an aquascaping tutorial when you set up those rimless tanks in the new house. I definitely will. So all the 3 show tanks that I have planned, possibly even more than 3. I have to see how many I can fit, what size I'm going to do, and all that. All 3 will be like live streamed or videotaped or whatever. I'm going to walk through the whole setup. I'm going to walk through setting up everything, like how I'm going to run the 2 tanks, because basically I'm going to be doing a dual tank setup that essentially it's going to be a sump type system. But both tanks are going to grow plants, and there's going to be no canister filter, no hang-on back filter. It's all going to cycle through the tank at once. So, but I'll definitely record everything. So, or as much as I can, you know. Must have chemicals for a planted tank? No, fertilizer is good to use. What is that? Activatica. I guess that's the name, Activatica. Fertilizer is good to use. I have my own on my website, but you could also look up like Seachem or other liquid fertilizer. You could also just have plants growing off fish food. As you feed the fish, the waste will help feed the plants. But plants do grow better when they have a full assortment of nutrients, not just whatever the fish are producing. I want to get into using ferts, but I don't know anything. Jacob, if you go on YouTube /H2O plants or youtube.com/H2O plants, or go on my website, click on my YouTube channel. There is a whole video discussing fertilizer, both my product, Seachem's line of products, which is probably the most common that you'll see in the store, and then the EI dry dose method, which is a bit more for advanced users. Either one you want to use, all pretty good. But take a look at that video. It'll explain a lot more than me going into a 20-minute rant on it. Hey, Smexy, what's up, Octo Nation in the house? Do you use Flourish XL for Seachem? I've had good luck with it, but didn't know if anything may complement it well. So Flourish XL is just activated oil, is a carbon substitute. So what you want to do is you want to get a fertilizer, because it's just, you're basically just introducing CO2 into the tank using Flourish XL. So you want to get something that is also a nutrient supplement. Can you repeat that? I clicked off. Yeah, Jacob, go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/H2O plants. Go on there and look for my video on fertilizer. It'll explain everything. If you could just get enough plants that you don't run out, will help you too. I've went there to buy a couple and they're out, and I ended up going someplace else, and I really would have rather given you given someone like you my money. I completely understand that, and that's one of the biggest challenges right now because I underestimated how fast I'm growing. I didn't think, like, it's a good thing that all this happened with my landlord. Like, honestly, like, it is so good that we're moving out when we are, because if I waited, like, we were going to wait until this December to start looking for a house, right? So that's another 10 months away. If I would have waited 10 months, my business would have seriously been crippled because I'm out of space. And I have so much demand that the second I put up plants, I'm sold out. So now with the new house, even though I have to do it earlier than what I wanted to, and I'm not doing it financially right with the amount of money that I wanted to put down, the amount of money I wanted saved up, in the long run, it's going to make sense because it's going to allow me to make additional money because I'm going to have the space that I need, at least for the next 6 months to a year, and then after that, I got to look into a warehouse. So after I move, things should be a lot better. I still think I'm going to have an inventory issue regardless because the demand that I have, and I've slowed down. I had to slow down doing everything I wanted to do because I was going way too fast on pushing, sponsorship deals and promotions with Instagram influencers, YouTubers, and all that, where my demand just went way through the roof. I can't keep up with it. So having the new space is definitely going to drive it way faster and better. Yeah, active. Basically, what you're doing, just so everybody knows, if you use carbon, like Flourish Excel or CO2, and you don't have the nutrients for the plants to grow, the CO2 is wasted. So it's best to get the nutrients first, give them everything they need, and then if you want to speed up the growth, then you introduce CO2. Jacob says, yeah, thanks, will do. Nice, Jacob. Brian Jones says, yes, sir, keep the momentum going. I'm trying. It's listen, I had to let off dramatically. Like, there was so much more that I wanted to be doing right now, but I had to be like, I can't keep up with it. If I keep at this rate, I'm gonna burn myself out. So I could actually, if I kept up with it, I could quit my job, but I don't want to yet. I wanna at least do this for a year on the side, see how things are. If things are well, I'm making more money than I can make at my job, which I know that I can because I'm just straight like hustling plants. Like, yeah. So let's see. I've been neglecting YouTube chat. I will get to you guys in 1 second. People are just asking a ton of questions on Facebook and Instagram right now. I'm gonna get you a move-in gift. Can you guess what it might be? I hope that it's one of those shirts, Octonation. Octonation has a sick shirt that I want. Actually, Margaret, I want to get it from Margaret because Margaret would love that shirt. I want the one with the heart. Everyone loves eggplant. What about eggplant? What? Did I miss something? Oh, you. Creative pet keeping. Oh, creative pet keeping. What's up? I used to have good growth with my jungle val, but the past few years they have been constantly melting. I can't figure out why. Creative pet keeping. Are you using Flourish Excel? Because if you are, that's your problem. I'll tell you right now. Easy floating plants to grow without CO2. Pretty much anything listed on my website other than... Actually, no, they're all work without CO2. Stop using Excel. That is what's melting your vals. Excel will melt vals, anacris, or any weed type plant that grows really fast. Like that's a really bad aquatic weed. That'll do it. Live stream on Instagram is going to go down in like 20 seconds. I'm going to bring it back up. You guys can, of course, go and watch on Facebook and YouTube as well. All right, let's get to some YouTube questions. I'm sorry I neglected you guys. There's like 50 comments here. Let's go through. So Patrick, back to his do aquascape tutorial, doesn't want me to use fluorite and wants me to use aqua soil. So I'll be testing out a couple of things. I actually want to test out topsoil in a couple of different ways. I want to test out fluorite. I want to test out all the different things in the new house. So I'm going to have a couple test tanks set up to do all that. Let's see. Kyle's Wild World. Planning on selling custom aquariums, also trying to adapt drum filter tech for aquariums if it's viable. Protus, where are you located? If you're still here, I know it's like I'm going through like a bunch of things, but where are you located? Because I'm actually custom aquariums is something that I want to branch into, and if you're relatively close to New Jersey, we might be able to work out something. Great for grow outs. I heard Osmocote tabs are high in ammonia and kill fish. Yes or no? Also, when will you be finished moving? Was thinking about buying your root tabs. Brian, so Osmocote tabs, I've heard the same thing. I personally haven't experienced that, but use less in the beginning and kind of work your way up to a couple. So depending on the size of your tank, I maybe only use 1 or 2, or maybe like 4, depending on the size. And then as you progress, work your way up to a couple more. We will be finished moving hopefully by the 24th, but you can order root tabs. If you order root tabs this week, I'll ship them out to you. You could also pick up the bundle. You get my liquid fertilizer and root tabs for only $20, opposed to $18 and $5. So you, yeah. So look into that, and if you need them, just order them now before I, because after, let's see, after this weekend, I probably won't be able to ship. So. Is 1.25 bubbles per second too much for a medium high tank EI dosing 20 gallons? It really depends on your tank setup and your plants and your fish. Always go based off what the fish look like. If they're gasping for air, no. Ever had boost flower in shipping? I've gotten boost in that was flowering, yes. I don't know if I've ever shipped in and flowered on its own. Let's see. I was thinking about breeding shell dwellers. I want to breed shell dwellers, but then I would feel bad about selling them and shipping them, and if they died, I'd be absolutely distraught. My local fish store sells ADA and a Netley Chinese brand. Yeah, there's actually a Chinese ripoff of ADA. Supposedly it's the same thing. You need chopsticks in that Chinese wonton bun. Yes. No, I need a pair of aquascaping tweezers and just stick them in there. As a matter of fact, my tweezers are in the kitchen. Never mind, I'm gonna leave it. Can you use pool filter sand with Shelly's? Probably. Looks like we have similar goals. Protist says, like, once it's clean, rinse it more. Yeah, always rinse your substrate. Jake says, who rinses substrates anymore? I rinse substrate. What do you think white leaves on Pogostemon Hellfire new growth is indicative of? It's missing some sort of nutrient, most likely. What it is, I don't know. Possibly iron. I've been told because my Pogostemon Stilettus broadleaf was missing iron and my leaves were white. I take it these questions are coming from a different feed. Yeah, Jeff, so I'm streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram all at the same time. So I was leaving YouTube for a while there. I wasn't answering questions, so I'm just scrolling through. There's about 50 questions here or so, probably more. So I'm just scrolling through. But ask your questions wherever you are if you want, and I'll answer it as I go. I hop from chat to chat, reading questions. Let's see. Michael Hoffman says, when you are ready to start developing products, hit me up. I'm a very capable engineer of many manufacturing connections. I'd love to work with you on developing your product line. Michael, I appreciate that. Shoot me an email at, which email should you shoot it to? Shoot me an email at support@h2lplants.com and just give me your contact info, because I don't really have connections like that yet in the marketplace. I mean, I've researched some things, but if there's a way to get stuff made for cheaper and save me money and allows me to pass that savings along to people, I'd love to do it. Let's see. Does Nate ever watch their live streams? I don't think so. Look, when you told me Justin's stream was live, I was taking off my jacket and I booked it to get the laptop on and tripped, okay? Wait, my boy is getting rimless tanks? You're actually buying a nice tank? Yeah, so the three or so show tanks that I have planned are going to be rimless. They might even be custom built because I don't know if I'm going to be able to find anything that's going to fit in the dimensions. So I'm going to have to learn either doing acrylic or glasswork, which I don't know, I've never done, so it's going to be an experiment. And keep in mind, I want to, well, yeah, no, those will be on a automatic water change system as well as the rest of the tanks, so we'll see how it goes. Justin, how do I make my Pogo Steam into Hellfire more of a dark green? It's probably the light. Does Nate do editing for a living or just for friends? Nate is actually in college, and I found him through a live stream of Gary V's, or Gary Vaynerchuk's. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you know who he is. If you don't, if you ever want to start a business, watch Gary Vaynerchuk. He will teach you some things. But I was on a live stream, and I was just like, out of the blue, I don't know what possessed me. I'm like, hey, I'm looking for an editor. And he messaged me, and I'm like, all right, like, let's see what you got. He edited a video for me. He did a pretty good job. And so I offered him a certain amount of money to produce 5 videos a week for me. And he's been doing it. I'm going to give him a raise, though, once we're in the new place, because he's busting his butt. And I know I'm not paying him enough. So I definitely want to compensate him because he's not slacking. But at the same time, it's going to be one of those. Eventually, you know, it may get to a certain point where I need 2 editors or graphics designer as well or whatever. I actually do need a graphics designer because I need... I have a bunch of t-shirt ideas that I want to do. So, Creative Pet Keeping says, ugh, I'm in love with rimless tanks. I just have 1 5-gallon so far. Yeah, I don't have any rimless tanks. We have a couple planted vases, which are nice because there's obviously no rims there. They're just a, you know, vase, one solid sheet of glass, and they look absolutely stunning. I'm hoping that that I could get some nice rimless tanks, either custom built or build them myself. I'd actually like to try and build it myself. It'd be nice. The cat hair is stuck to my nose again. Alright. Let's see. So all plants on your website can be floated? No, Jacob. So if you go to the website and go to, let's see, I'll walk you through here right now. Go to h2oplants.com. Click on type. And then there's a tab there for floating. And when you click on floating, you're going to get all the plants that are either typically floated or can be floated. Your cat hair is annoying. It's sticking to my nose. And yeah, so if you click on that tab, you'll get all the floating plants. Where are you from in New York and why Jersey? So we moved... Oh, thrilled realized wifey's on Instagram. So I'm in Staten Island now, and we're moving to New Jersey, one, because Staten Island is super expensive. Pretty much anything that we wanted in Staten Island was double the price of what we found for in Jersey. So that's the best, for us, was the best decision to go to New Jersey. We're only about 15 minutes away from our existing house. Margaret works in New York City, so she can actually, her routine doesn't change much, but I still work on Staten Island myself, so I have to drive it back and forth every day. At least for now, until H2O Plants becomes a big thing, and then I possibly might not have to do that in the future. Alex says, what's up, Justin? Just upgraded from a 29-gallon to a 60-gallon and can't get CO2 to a good level. Drop check stays blue. How many bubbles per second? I would start off probably about 2 or 3 bubbles per second if you're going high-tech, and see how it goes from there. All right, let's catch back up on YouTube here. I'm going to do an informative speech for my speech communication class on how to balance an aquarium. Has to be 3 to 5 minutes. Nice. Hello. What's your top 3 favorite dry fruits? Well, I mean, you can't really have a favorite because you should use them all. In an ideal situation, you're using all the building blocks. If you haven't seen the fertilizer video that I put up on YouTube, you really should, because it'll kind kind of make more sense to you why you need fertilizer. But without all the essential building blocks to growing a plant growth can be stunted because I don't know which nutrients exactly do this, but there are some cases where, say you don't have iron, the plant can't absorb, say, potassium. Now that's not an actual example, but for just, you know, an overview is if you don't have one substance, the plant can't absorb another substance. So it's important that you have everything that it needs to fully grow at its full potential. So what low light carpeting plants do you recommend? Dwarf sedge, S. repens, and AR mini is actually now on my list because that is super low tech. Ever thought to move to New York City? I wish. I was born, well, alright, for everybody that's wondering, because I see it here, New York City is considered Manhattan, right? Even though there's Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, and Staten Island, those are technically New York City as well. When people say NYC, they mean Manhattan. At least anybody that lives here. Anybody that doesn't live here refers to everything as New York City, and that's not the case. But I'd love to live in New York City, but I need to probably make 4 times as much money as I make now. Lion paintballing, thank you for the super chat. I didn't even notice that. I'm so far behind in the chat, but thank you, appreciate it for the $1 super chat. Any experience with ADA Amazonian and ammonia spikes? Should I grab some Zepolite or just do daily water changes? I've never used Amazonian, nor have I heard about ammonia spikes. But yeah, if you're just having ammonia spikes, if you don't have a lot of plants in there, get it more planted and do daily water changes. Is the groovy music on your videos your choice or the editors? The editors. Pretty much, the way we work is I just deliver him a block of stone and I tell him make it art, and that's what he does. He takes all my footage. There's a lot of footage that he just leaves out. You know, he chops it up, he makes it nice, and puts a little polish on it, and there you go. I so far I like all his music choices. So Justin hustles those plants like drugs, but they aren't drugs. They are all weeds. That is true. You know, it's weird when you go to a McDonald's and exchange cash for a bag of green stuff. This is true. I've actually met up with a couple people so far. Okay. Somebody's actually coming to buy my DIY CO2 kit now. They'll be here in about 40 minutes. So, you could go with Amazonian Light. It's a little lighter in color but leaches little to no ammonia. Doesn't aqua soil dissolve and turn into dirt over time? It essentially can. What aqua soil is, I don't know the exact contents, but it's basically a bunch of minerals that they cook at a super high temperature to make it into the form and make it so that they're very porous, so they grab nutrients when you dose, as well as have nutrients packed in them. And I would imagine over time, yeah, they would break down into dirt. Protus here from Canada. We'll move to the United States. Oh, damn. Why did my chat just jump? If he's not available, I'm in Ohio, and I can design and build just about any custom aquarium you could want. Already set up tools and a facility. Oh, damn, Michael. Yeah, bro, let's get in touch, because I want to be able to deliver high-quality custom tanks that are great. So let's definitely communicate there. Yeah, I'll just keep doing daily ammonia tests. That's the best thing to do. Just monitor it. Hopefully, if you have fish in there, you just keep doing daily water changes. Those empty tanks sure look empty. Yeah, unfortunately. The man bun is the way to go. Thank you. Want to build a new tank and sell my 60-gallon. Nice. Definitely. Jank build an 8-foot tub. Not New Jersey. I'm in PA. Hi.
You clean that mess when you're done, please.
What mess? I
You'll
don't
have to point out which mess.
all the mess. You want me to clean all? I'll clean all the mess. For you, I will clean all the mess. Let's see. PA. If somebody wanted to give CO2 a try, are tablet diffusers a decent way to go? I've never used the tablet type. I don't think you can do an acrylic rimless because it need support on top or it bends. Well, you could do the rim around it, I think. She did call me out. Fishy. Busy. What up? What's up, 80? Let's see. Skirmish USA is my home field. Let's see. You guys are chatting amongst you. I think you can do rimless acrylic. You just have to make sure that it's a thick acrylic and that you do the liquid welding or whatever it is. North Jersey to New York City is good. It is. What's up, Manuel? How's it going? How do I kill hair algae? Depends on the type of hair algae, but easiest way is to figure out what's causing it in the first place. So whether that is too much CO2, not enough CO2, too much light, not enough light, too much nutrients, not enough nutrients, etc., etc., etc. If you need more direction, let me know. But you got to balance your tank. Figure out what type of hair algae it is first. If it's green, brown, whatever it is, blackbeard, and then we'll figure it out from there. For those wanting aquatic plants in Canada, please check out the wet leaf. I received some beautiful dark apple leaf boosts from them. All right, nice. Wet leaf, I guess if you're recommending them, is good. Also, if you're in Canada, my friend Lizzie's Fishies, she sells plants in Canada, and highly recommended. Who the hell comes up with boosts, with the names for boosts? Dark apple leaf boosts? Yeah, the names are ridiculous. The names mean nothing. Let's see. I've had a sword for months now. It's still setting up emerged growth every third leaf or so. To stop it, do I cut the emerged leaf stems as soon as it grows, as I see them, or wait until they breach out of the surface? That's strange, Mario. Are you sure it's growing immersed leaves? Because if it's submerged and it's putting up submerged leaves, then it shouldn't be growing immersed. Everyone, don't forget to like. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you're liking this on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, make sure you give it a thumbs up and a share. And it helps out the channel. And makes this a little less waste of time, as we went over earlier. If you're just joining us, we went over how YouTube is a giant waste of money financially and a waste of time, but I enjoy doing it, and that's why I do it. So... What are you doing, Kat? What are you doing? Luna, tss. What are you doing? Where does the super chat money go anyway? I don't know. I actually don't even know how to get it. All I know is it's like pulling there in YouTube. I have no idea. It doesn't go to my like PayPal or anything like that, so I have no idea. If you don't know what about Amazonian ammonia spikes, Justin, then don't try it. You won't have fun. Well, I'm going to try it just so I know it. I mean, I haven't used it because I think that there's better options for cheaper amounts of money. Oh, Jesus, the chat just skipped again. Gee, come on, what the hell? Okay, there we go. Wait. Root tabs for S weapons or water table? Both. Lion says, no problem, dude. Hopefully soon I'll get to order some stuff from you. Yes, very soon everybody will get their weed fix. And by weeds, I mean plants. I cannot wait, Justin, or until Justin sells in Canada. He will be my go-to guy for boosts. I can't wait till I sell to the entire world, because I will be their go-to guy for everything. Aquarium hobby is a drug. This is true. Want to save money? Do crack instead. because you'll probably have more money. Can you stop? Kitty, can you stop? What level of light would a Fluval Fresh 2.0 48 inches be on a 75 gallon? All the way at substrate level? Probably medium. What are you playing with? Stop. At substrate level, probably medium light, about halfway up high light, I would say. Why buy Aquasoil when you could buy oil dry? I don't know what that is. Problem with shipping to Canada, international import laws, taxes, shipping costs, huge roadblocks. That is the problem, RU, but my goal is to set up a facility in Canada. Pretty much once I master the United States and figure out the best way for the facility to run, everything like that, I want to take that blueprint, put it in Canada, and boom. And then all I do is I ship one giant order of all my stems and whatever else to Canada, get them there, allow them to start growing, and then start selling from that. That's my goal. And then take that blueprint and move that to a different part of the world. Or it's like, you know, click copy and paste, copy and paste. Once you figure it out once, it's pretty much good to go. I'm addicted to Anubis, hooked on hornwort, and high on hydrophilia. If you want high quality tanks, go with low iron glass. That's actually what I want to do. Is I want to produce low iron glass aquariums. Big Joe's Fish Room, welcome. What's going on, H2O Nation? See, H2O Nation sounds so much better to me than H2O Army, but we already kind of settled on H2O Army. You could do acrylic rimless, just needs to be thick enough, yeah. I think low iron glass will be clearer than acrylic. Sapphire glass is extensive, but still very heavy. Let's see. Ride more. Black, and it's covering all my plants. I have no CO2. Is it so? It's black beard algae. Then it's making little clumps. Ride more. Is that what it is? Like little tiny round clumps, and it's hairy and all that. Will you ever sell saltwater plants like microalgae and mangroves? So, for anybody that doesn't know, if you type in H2O reefs on the interwebs, h2oreefs.com, look at where it takes you. So, I have planned ahead, and one day I hope I meet somebody that is in tune to corals and saltwater stuff as I am to freshwater, and kind of wants to bring that into my brand, and at that point I can then kind of roll that out. So that is something that I want to do. If we ever get there, I don't know. I don't know if I want to personally take the leap into it, or find somebody that knows enough about it that I can trust to do, you know, that can grow corals effectively and all that stuff, and like has already done the research, rather than me trying to start it now for the next 3 years and figure it out. I'm glad you do YouTube, Justin. I have learned a lot from your channel. I appreciate that. Matt C says, yes, yeah, Leslie's Fishies is great. I've ordered from her a few times. That's awesome. Saltwater plants sounds like a weird thing to think about. It's nice. Easy low-tech carpeting plant. Monte Carlo, dwarf sedge, S-repens. My dorm's cafeteria smells like weed. Should I eat the brownies? Yes. Back to the sword, yeah, I'm sure. The leaf shape is rounder and smaller, and I've waited a few times, and I'm sure enough that the leaves broke through the surface. Mario, send me a picture. I need to see. I'm in existence says switch to Instagram. Well, welcome back, or welcome to Instagram. So for all those that may have joined or whatever, just so you know, we're streaming on 3 platforms: Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So you can check me out on all 3. YouTube, I think, has the best angle, but in the future that'll change with my new fish room. Belaya wants to know, have you ever used, I think you're meant to say ADA aqua soil, but I think it auto-corrected you there. To grow aquatic plants. I have not. Oh, jeez, the chat keeps skipping here. Let's see. Acrylic is truly optically transparent. Low iron glass is really good, but not quite true. Cool channel. I just sub. Nice to aqua horticulturist. Yes, it's made from bonsai. Oh, I've never heard of that. Nah, just stick with Army. Alright, I'll stick with Army. So people are talking about using cat litter as substrate. I've heard that people do that, but I personally haven't tried it. It just sounds weird to me. I guess I'm gonna have to test this out then. The kitty litter thing, I'm gonna have to test it out. Anyone have experience with the fluval kits? I'm guessing you mean the CO2. I personally haven't, but I think some people here have. No, more on the outside of my plants. It's black hair algae that's growing on like the edges of the plant leaves. Kitty is crushing the stream. That it is. Who is trying to play some Battlefield 1 with me? Nobody. Sapphire is a great stuff, but it distorts light very well, slightly because it's fluidic structure. Acrylic doesn't. That said, I love low iron glass. Big Joe says, did you watch my YouTube video I posted today? Fish unboxing, fish unboxing. I'm confused. I don't know. I didn't watch it. No, I've been really busy. Let's see what else. Was a decent cheap light, LED light for 20 long, medium light plants, no CO2, setting up a new tank. You could try a Phoenix. Anything under 40 gallons, anything 40 gallons or less is really easy to light effectively with LEDs. So when you start going into 55, 75, 60 gallons, those are the tough ones to really get light to go through. Supposedly the YouTube creators receive the super chat money, but it doesn't say how. Yeah, I don't know how I received the super chat money. So if it's that Blackbeard algae, Rydmore, how long are your lights on? Because if you don't have CO2, then the next thing is your lights. That's what I would go with. My water wisteria is growing. Some of the older leaves are turning brown and it has some holes. Currently using Seachem Flourish Comp. Flourish Comp. I don't know what that is. Flourish Comp. What is that? And potassium. I also noticed my KH is at 0. What can I do? If it's the older, how new is the water wisteria actually? Fortunately, I got a bill later, Mike. Something's wrong with my phone. Oh no, Big Joe, fix your phone. So I'm in Existence says that they just installed the CO2 kit on their tank. They have it. They got the 20 gram one. So. Justin, tell us about some of your fish tank disasters. Well, one of the worst ones was when I gassed my Bosmanis with the CO2 line that I ran up over my doorway here in the fish room. It goes up from the two tanks over here. You could probably even see it on YouTube. I don't know if you could see it on Facebook and Instagram, but the CO2 line's down there, and so it runs that way and then runs up over my door, comes back down and into the 55. Well, when I was first setting that up, I had a issue dialing it in. It gassed my 3 Bosmanis. I almost lost the whole tank, but luckily all the other fish survived. But I was really upset about that. It just goes to show you gotta really be careful with CO2. I was wondering what was in my tank. My friend gave me some plants and she uses oil dry, and I thought I had like kale seeds or something like that. It's a piece of oil dry. Oh, nice. 9-ish hours. So I would cut that down to 7 hours. Ride more. I would also use hydrogen peroxide with a syringe. So take a syringe, like one that you would use like for medicine treatments or whatever. Remove the needle, obviously, if there's any sort of needle or anything. Put a 6mm tube on it, airline tube. Stick it in a thing of hydrogen peroxide, pull a bunch of it up, and turn off your filter and spot treat it. And wait about 15 minutes. Turn your filter back on. Within a couple hours, it'll turn red. Repeat daily until it starts disappearing, or just remove the whole plant of each piece that's infected is the best way. Just so Instagram knows, for the 4 people that are watching on Instagram, or 5 people now, the live stream on Instagram may go down because my phone's almost out of battery. I'm going to live stream for like about another 15 minutes. So if you want to check out Facebook or YouTube, you can check out the streams there. What's up, Jerry? How's it going? John wants to know, what are red plants that don't need CO2? Ludwigia SP Red and AR Mini are really good choices. And the cat hair is all over me. Brian says, Justin, the veil I got from you has grown to almost 4 feet long. That's awesome. Anyway, I can trim this stuff. So you can, yes, trim it across if you want to keep the leaf short. It's not the best way to do it because what you're doing is you're damaging the leaf and that leaf will eventually start to die on you. The best way to do it is pluck the leaves at the bottom or trim the leaves at the bottom closest to the substrate. And then if the more you trim those leaves, the longer leaves off, the faster or the shorter the plant will grow. It's still going to grow super long on you. Like, there's really no way to avoid that, but you can continuously trim it like that. Crips When Diddy Red, that's another good one as well. This cat hair makes me so itchy. I'm not allergic, it just itches for some reason. Fuller's Comprehensive, the water wisteria is about 6 months old. Are you doing routine trimming on it occasional? Because if you have leaves that are at the bottom, if they're old leaves at the bottom of the plant and it's growing and it's shadowing all those bottom leaves, they're not getting enough light. That could also be the issue. It's most likely a nutrient problem. You're missing something, but it could be that. Any low-tech carpeting plants? Dwarfstead, Monte Carlo, S. Reppins. We already went over this. Bang, we back. What up, Lion? Yeah, so Instagram's going to probably go down here any minute. Like, it's showing like 5% battery probably. So join us on Facebook and YouTube. I've been keeping it all natural. Yeah. So if you don't do routine trimming on your plants, that's what's eventually going to happen. Is you're going to have plants that grow too fast. The bottom of the plants are going to get less light and they're going to die off. And that's why you get a lot of stem plants that actually melt by the substrate and then you see them floating and you got to replant them. Do routine pruning. It's a good thing. Like the same way you would like trim a lawn, you have to trim your plants. Even if it's just a little bit, remove the top portion, let the bottom leaves get light, or trim the top portion, chuck the bottom leaves, and just plant the new top of the stem. You got to do that. If you leave it, it's going to eventually do that to you. What time do you plan on ending the live stream? Probably in about 15 minutes or so, John. I do have a couple things I want to do. For all those that actually may not have seen it, I updated. I didn't put any plant stock on the website, but I did add a couple new plants that were on my coming soon list that will be available after I move, assuming that I don't lose them during the move. So there's a couple floating plants I added, a couple stem plants. I actually have a list of, let's see, coming soon plants. I have a list of 27. I have another 20 plants I need to add to that list or add to the website, which I plan on doing by the time we're moved in the new place. So yeah, there's going to be, I think I did about 8 or 10 last night. So there's going to be about 30 additional plants on the website come when we move. And that's not even including all the extra stuff that I plan on ordering. So, Jerry, gotta go. Have a good one. You too, buddy. No one said you have to trim your lawn. You should trim your lawn. Okay? You should. Alright, Instagram. It's going to go down here any second. If you want to join us, Facebook, YouTube, check it out. Facebook.com/H2O Plants, YouTube.com/H2O Plants is the best thing to do. And there we go. It went off. Just as I called it. I know my phone too well. I have to get rid of this Android. I hate that it doesn't. It says that it has fast charging. It doesn't. It doesn't quick charge. Well, maybe you should trim your beard. I actually did trim my beard. If you remember, like last week, it was. I'm trying to like look at myself in the camera here. It's weird. Okay, so last week it was like down to here. You can actually go back on my videos on YouTube, and it was like down to here, and I trimmed like a bunch of it off. I just went straight back, cut it all off. Let's see. Brian says, battling diatom algae, any tips? Unless it's really hurting your plants, just leave it alone. It'll go away on its own. It could be your lights are on too long or too little. If they're set any higher than 8 hours, I'd lower them to 8 hours. If they're set any lower than 6 hours, I'd up them to at least 6 or 7. Well, you know, if you're consuming more battery than is being put in fast charge, won't help. This is the thing. The iPhone charges faster than it's outputting, but for some reason, the Nexus, even though it advertised fast charging, it's not. And my 2-year-old Samsung Galaxy Note charges faster than my Nexus, which is 2 years newer than that. So, serious problem there. Not happy about it. Let's see. Do you feel that the CChem K bottle direction is underdosing? I asked because I've been looking into EI low-tech method, and it's calculating higher doses than what the bottle recommends. CChem, I don't know from personal experience, but if I had to guess, CChem and all those big manufacturer companies don't know about EI method, or they don't direct their products as an EI method. An EI method is really like more of a hobbyist to hobbyist thing. It's not something that is in the overall industry just yet. It's slowly getting there with the popularity of dry fruits and all that. But yeah, it's I don't like the CChem products because they're very diluted compared to like if you were to make a mixture yourself. It's gonna be way better. Which Nexus? I have the Nexus 6P. Supposedly has fast charging, doesn't fast charge. What's up, Clark? How's it going? Do you know if cherry shrimp like a tank to be carpeted with a carpet plant? If so, what do you recommend? So, Smith, shrimp like just anything that they can climb on and things that have like little nooks and crannies. So, moss, excellent idea. Bucephalandrid, because there's so many little pieces that they can climb in and out, excellent. So, anything like that is good. Alright, later, John. Catch you later. Let's see. I love the sound of your keyboard. Oh, yeah, my mechanical keyboard. I actually picked this up at PAX East like 3 or 4 years ago. I got it for $60. Pretty good deal. No more questions? Everybody's out. That's it. What is it? A cherry mix red? Huh? What are you talking about? What you talking about, Wills? I carpeted my tank with microsword, but every day I come home, see them floating. Them fishies. Yeah, that's a problem. I would suggest putting rocks around them to keep the fishies from digging them up the best. What is EI method? EI method is essentially, it's called estimated index, and it ensures that at any point in your tank you have enough nutrients that the plants can grow. With that said, I think the EI method, though, if you have really high-tech plants, I think your plants will actually absorb that, and that's why I double dose EI method right now. Keyboard keys, I am right here, you know I'm your bro. How's the move coming along? I wish it was going to be this Saturday like we initially intended, but it's not going to be until next Saturday. So this is going to be the slowest week of our life. At least if we close on Monday or Tuesday of this week, we can start moving like stuff right away, which I'm going to do. Like I'm literally going to just take, we have everything in boxes. Like the only thing that is not packed up are my dresser, which I'm just going to saran wrap the dresser drawers. I'm not even going to pack them. And then the fish tanks and my computer, and that's it. Everything else is packed. So tips on controlling green spot algae. Seth, go back and watch how to clean algae in your tank. I just posted a video, I think like 3 or 4 episodes ago with Daily Trim. It'll explain how to control it. Basically, it's just too much light, or none, or it's on for too long or too high of a intensity. That can adjust it, but green spot algae is normally fine unless it's really getting out of control. The Nexus 6P's fast charging isn't as good as other fast charge phones out there because of the USB Type-C. Well, if that's the truth, then it sucks because it needs to be faster. Did you ever figure out what was growing on the boost? Yes, it's actually called essentially a red algae, but people refer to it as red moss. And it is, that's not the website. I just typed in red something, which was bad. Red moss. Good thing I wasn't showing my screen. Alright. It is called, that's not it. Caloglosso. It's red moss. It's actually really more purple than red. You can't use like Carbon XL or anything like that, any sort of liquid carbon with it, because it'll kill it, because it's technically an algae. But people seem to like it, so I'm like, alright, so another one of those plants that I'm just like, why would people buy this? Which fertilizer do you recommend for a hobbyist that not running CO2 and medium lights? I recommend my own, of course, because A, I want you to buy my product, but 2, it actually is the best thing. Like if I was a consumer, I would buy it. That's what I would do, because it's easy, it leaves out the guesswork, and it's cheaper than buying individual bottles from like Seachem or something like that. Yeah, EI is like overdosing dry fruits with CO2 and then doing water changes to balance it out. That is correct, except I don't do water changes anymore. I'm seeing how bad. I mean, I'm getting tons of green filament algae, but it's fine. I can just pluck it off. It comes off pretty easily, but I'm waiting for the tank to balance out. But after I move, all the tanks are going to be out of whack anyway, so I'm not worried about it. How do you make red plants red? My Ludwigia is green and slight red underside. So that's typical of Ludwigia repens. The underside of the leaf will be a pink red, or a pinkish red. under highlight, the leaf might actually turn full red, like on the top and the bottom. But it really depends on the Ludwigia species, because there's a green, there's a dark red, SP red, there's a ton of them. And it really comes down to light. Like, light is the most important factor, but also some red plants do require CO2 and a lot of iron. Where do you get your plant chemicals from if you make your own instead of Seachem? So if you want to make your own solution and go dry fruits method and do that, if you click in the description of the video, there's a link all the way at the bottom that says dry fruits if you want to do your own. Go to his website. It's Nalik G, and he has a full line of dry fruits that you can buy. You can also use the coupon code down at the bottom, save 10% on it. But if you want something a little bit easier than having to make your own and figuring out all that math, you can buy my Vital formula. And Vital is the same thing as EI dosing, but in an easier form, essentially. I restarted my phone. I'm back. What's up? No, I'm back. What's up? Welcome back. Okay, thanks, Justin. And are you? You're welcome. It's so screwed up. It's so screwed up. It's still so screwed up. You're having a problem. What should I get for an iron supplement for my Rotella Blood Red? If you do, I guess you're using Vital. You can actually, you could buy Seachem Iron and use that as an iron supplement, or you could get, it's called Mexican Red Clay off Amazon and use that. Everybody see this? Kitty, hey, kitty. There's the kitty. She's just like, well, this shelf normally isn't clean. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, tripod is about to fall. Alright, I think I fixed it. Have you ever grown water mimosa? I haven't. I don't even know what that is. You're welcome, Mario. See you later. Justin went on red tube. Confirmed. Started farming the red Mars. I'm working on it. Adding iron gets plants red, and some Ludwigia will get fed if they are closer to the light. Yep. My beard is super itchy right now. I have spring break next week. I'm going to Florida this weekend. I am hitting every aquarium store possible. I hope I find lots of plants I don't have, or I can buy new light for my 75. But I have 2 tanks with the great light. Well, hopefully you find what you're looking for. Problem is, most fish stores usually don't have a good selection of plants, which hence why this company exists now. What's the cheapest aquarium substrate you recommend? Cheapest or best, because cheapest is not the best. If you want to go cheapest, black diamond blasting sand and pool filter sand. If you want to get something that is more closer to plants, look at this cat. Look at what she's doing. EcoComplete or Seachem Fluorite for good plant substrates. How does your liquid ferts compare to Thrive? It's essentially, Thrive just has a bit more iron and a bit more nitrogen in it. But that's about it. It's more geared towards high-tech tanks. What? When are you moving? I missed earlier. When are you moving? I missed earlier. Jesus, Big Joe's, your thing is messed up. I am moving hopefully next Saturday. If you add too much iron, will it color the water? If you add too much, yeah. That's with anything. Especially that, because it's geared towards red, or it's geared towards iron. Let's see. We'll both. Kitty, what are you doing? You're scratching my... Can you knock it off? Yeah, so cheapest substrate for planted tanks, I would go half fluorite, half pea gravel from Home Depot. So essentially what you could do, if you really want to be cost effective, depending on the size of your tank, like if you're going for a smaller tank, it's going to be really cheap to add substrate. But if you have a huge tank, say like a 75 gallon or bigger, or even a 55 gallon or bigger, what I would recommend is you buy 1 or 2 bags of EcoComplete. That'll give you a nice base layer for stuff. And then you could put on top of that black diamond blasting sand like I have on my tank. It's literally, it's actually I think 4 bags of EcoComplete because I wanted initially I wanted a thick layer of EcoComplete, but then I got coolie loaches and they don't like that rough substrate, so then I put black diamond blasting sand above it. 10 gallon, you only need 1 bag of EcoComplete, so you're talking about 15-20 bucks probably for a 15 pound bag, I think. Is Phoenix planted 7? Is Phoenix 24/7 good light for 75? It's probably about medium light. Can you recommend good plants in high flow and subtropic temps? By subtropic temps, what temperatures exactly do you mean? For my transparent S-Repens, damaged Kabama, and floppy AR, should I cut off the bad leaves so it doesn't spread to the stem or other leaves? Yes, I would cut off any melting part. Or remove any melting part. If the stem is good, leave the stem, but remove the leaves. My Madagascar lace showing signs of deficiency. My substrate is fluorite and gravel mix. Been dosing double of recommended amounts of FERT to begin with. Any ideas? It's what kind of FERTs? Before I answer that. EcoComplete are $22 on Amazon, free shipping if you get over $50 worth of stuff in that order. Yes, I would just do that. Or you could easily go to Petco or PetSmart and buy a 15-pound bag for, I think, $18 normally. Good plants in high flow subtropic temperatures, mid-60s to 70s. Well, you basically just want cold water plants. Water wisteria, Anubis, Java Fern, Anacris, Water Sprite will probably be good. Liquid all-in-one. Is it my liquid all-in-one or is it a different liquid all-in-one? Because that's 2 totally different things. If you're using mine or using somebody else's, I need to know. Thanks, buddy. Jake, don't worry. One day you will be my Padawan, and I shall teach you the ways of the planted Jedi. What's up, Casey on Facebook? What's going on? I've already propagated my Rotella indica 2 times and once on my blood red. I am loving my plants I got from you. Well, Clark, I'm glad you're loving them. I actually sent a whole big bundle to Corey Richard, which I don't think he's on the live stream right now, but he was here earlier because he ordered a couple things of Rickia for me, and he got a whole bushel of Rotella blood red because I had nowhere to put it and I didn't feel like listing it on the website, so he got it all for free. It was probably like 30 or 40 stems. Low light trim tank, go with moss. Yeah, moss is also good. Is star gunning weapons a low tech plant? It is in some cases. Some cases it might be harder, but it is. Could also do 4-leaf clover as a good low-tech carpeting plant. Kitty, what are you doing? So what I want to do, I'm thinking about doing, is putting a piece of wood that wraps around the whole fish room that the cat can like jump up on and walk around like the top like a little catwalk. Well, that would be cool. Do they make a dry fertilizer all-in-one? Joe, your phone is so messed up. They don't make an all-in-one dry fertilizer solution, but you could buy packages. Like there's something called PPS Pro. You can buy other things, and yeah, they do. You got to buy all the different kinds that you want, depending on your water. You may not need it, so it's yeah. So I've been answering. Somebody just posted up on their page that they're buying a house and looking for somebody to do a home inspection, and they're looking to only pay $300. I'm like, well, I paid $570 for my home inspection, or $580, or whatever, like close to $600, but he saved me $5,000. So I agree. Catwalk, strap a GoPro. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Oh my nose, this cat hair. It's everywhere. I'm literally covered. I don't know if you guys can see it on my shirt. Probably not, but covered in cat hair right now. Okay. You should see if you can go set up a nanoscape for Casey Neistat. Should. That'd be awesome. Doubt he would. Doubt he would do that though. Would an aquaponics system work for growing freshwater plants? Certainly could. Although it kind of defeats the purpose because you want the... Oh, okay, this guy's 5 minutes away. So I'm going to leave this stream in about 5 minutes. Oh, okay. Let's see. Finally bought the wood for your project I'm working on. I just have to finish it. I will have to DM you for your address when I'm finished with it. Oh, what are you making me, Clark? I'm confused. The reason why you shouldn't... so Jennifer asks, I've always read not to mix your macros and macros in the same bottle. Why is that, since most of all the ones do anyway? So it's really to prevent a type of water mold that is essentially harmless to fish and stuff, but occasionally if you buy my Vital formula, the all-in-one, you might get you might see like white particles floating, and that's just a typical water mold because it has access to both types of nutrients it grows, but it's harmless to fish and stuff. Is League of Legends good? I used to play a lot of that, but I don't anymore. What? I paid $200. Yeah, it's much more. Okay, guys, I gotta end this live stream. Thanks for checking out. It's not, I'm not allergic to the cat. It's just the cat hair, it gets stuck to my nose and it makes me itchy, like it tickles. I'm not allergic though. Otherwise I'd be like breaking out in hives. But I will talk to you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your night. I will be live streaming Sunday because we're not moving, so make sure you stay tuned on Sunday. Leave a like and all that stuff. I will see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out, and yeah. Later, guys.